Shalom. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakaha Kodash. Yahweh being the name of the Father who the world everybody calls God. Yahweh, meaning He exists. Bahashem, meaning in the name. Yahushai, who the world everybody calls Jesus Christ. Yahushai, meaning He is salvation. Bahashem, in the name. Rakaha Kodash, Spirit Holy. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives through the four corners of the earth. To the Akwatim listening and learning in sincerity and in truth and in silence, Shalom. Akyam, meaning brothers, Akwatim meaning sisters, Shalom, meaning peace be unto you. It's your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto, here with another lesson. Right, some in the news and prophecy. Right, and today's headliner: Biden drops out and endorses Harris. Right. And we know all the world is a stage. Right? We know the puppet masters, the elites, are orchestrating all these things. We know it's the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai putting the Spirit on them to orchestrate all these things, ultimately to fulfill prophecy. Because these elites, the Lord has the Spirit on them to move forward with their agenda of the NWO. Right? But it won't manifest. Let's get that scripture quick. Right, scripture say He disappointeth the devices of the crafty. Job 5 and 12. It reads, He disappointeth the devices of the crafty. Right. These wicked elites have their agenda. The CHIP, the MOTB, that's a device. Right, and these wicked elites, they're crafty. Right, they're shrewd, they're subtle. Right, scriptures say that the beast was more subtle than any beast in the field. Let's see if I can get that real quick. So this is going right back to the serpent in the garden. Genesis 3 and 1, it reads, Now the serpent, right, who was a man, was more subtle, Salakia, than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai power had made, right? So he's more subtle than any beast other nations in the field, the world, at the time, eastward of Eden. And he said unto the woman, Yeah, hath Yahweh Bashim Shai said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden, right? So he was using subtlety with Eve to get her to learn the ways of the other nations, and then in turn, Eve would be the instrument to get Adam to go off. Right? Let's look at this word subtle. Genesis 3 and 1. And we'll come back to Job 5 and 12. Our room, Strong's H 6175 in the Hebrew. Arum, subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible, crafty, shrewd, sensible, prudent, right? Cunning, usually in a bad sense. Crafty, prudent, subtle, right? See the root. Aram, Strong's H6191. To be subtle, to be shrewd, be crafty, beware, take crafty counsel, be prudent, right? Prudent in a bad sense. To be crafty, to be subtle, to be crafty, be or become shrewd, right? These devils are wicked, man, right? Scripture says we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, right? This is these elites, they're all good actors, right? They're all acting right now. They're all playing their roles, and they answer to their handlers, who are the wicked elite of Esau, Edom. Back in Job 5:12, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, right? And the main device that this wicked Edomite wants to bring in is the MOTB, the C-hip. And in order to do that, he's going to have to bring chaos. Order ab chaos, order out of chaos. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. The Lord's going to disappoint their NWO, their MOTB, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Right? Ultimately, it's not gonna come to full fruition. Right? It's only gonna come to partial fruition. NLT, Job 5:12, he frustrates the plans of schemers so the work of their hands will not succeed, right? And we know this man, he knows he has but a short time. It says here, President Biden announced Sunday that he is stepping aside as the presumptive Democratic nominee for the 2024 presidential contest and endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris to be the party's nominee. Why it matters. The 11th hour change introduces a seismic and historic shift in the 2024 presidential race, less than a month before the Democratic National Convention set to start August 19th. Right, and this is all in the span of 1 week. You had the Trump thing take place last week. The all the world is a stage. Now he's walking around with a gauze bandage on his ear. We had that take place last week. A few days ago, we had the IT software CrowdStrike crash. You know, there was no flights were grounded, debit machines were down, cell phone service was down, GPS was down. Right? That's a beta test of Esau, Edom, and then today you have Sleepy Joe stepping down, man. Right, and these good old boys, and then in the same sentence, Sleepy Joe said he endorses Kamala Harris. These good old boys, man, they're not gonna they're not having that, man. You know, but we know the two-party political system, they're on the same side, right? Revelation 13. Revelation 13 and 11. And it reads, it says here, the beast from the earth, and I beheld another beast. This is John the Revelator having a vision, coming up out of the earth, right? And this beast that he saw, another beast coming up out of the earth, is America the Great, Babylon the Great. And he had two horns two political parties, two horns representative of power. Right, the ancient Roman Empire had two political parties, the plebeians and the patricians. Right, they had a Senate House, they had Caesars that were voted in. Right, America the Great has the Republicans and the Democrats. Right, they have Congress, they have an inauguration, they have an election. Right, two horns like a lamb. A lamb is a soft creature, docile. Right, and this is how Esau. This is how their government portrays themselves. Right, Scripture says, if you have need of thee, let's get that real quick. It's in Sirach. (13). Sirach 13:6. If you have need of thee, he will deceive thee. Right? If Esau Edom has a purpose for you, there's something of you that he wants, he's going to use deception. And smile upon thee, like politicians, they'll smile with you. And put thee in hope, right? They'll give you political promises. We're going to cut taxes 80% this year. God bless America. We're going to do away with student loan debt, right? Put thee in hope, right? And 2/3 of our people, they drink that wine. They believe in the shadow of Egypt. And smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? Right, so that's part of him speaking like a lamb. That's how they come off. But they're on the same side. Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. Political parties. And he spake as a dragon, right? Dragon going into his draconian measures. Right? Their prison industrial complex, you get sentenced. There's men in the prison industrial complex doing 160 years, 255 years. They can't fulfill that, man. They're going to die at 70 years old, 80 years old. That means they'd have to die, come back, born in the prison system, die again, right? Dracon. Can't trust this madman. Right, but it's all gonna lead to civil unrest because they gotta bring the chaos, right? Dragon. Mid-13th century, dragon, a fabulous animal, common to the conceptions of many races and peoples from Old French dragon, and directly from Latin draconem, nominative Draco. Right, we're gonna look in that word just now, Lord will. Huge serpent, dragon, from Greek drakon. Genitive drakontos, serpent, giant, sea fish, apparently from drak. Strong aorist stem of Durkeste. Draconian, 1759, or Slovakia, of or pertaining to Draco, the ancient Greek statesman, 1777, in reference to laws rigorous, extremely severe, or harsh, right? Spake as a dragon, right? Named after Draco, the root word Draco. Dragon comes from Draco, who was a Greek statesman who was known for rigorous laws, extremely severe or harsh. Draco is a Latinized form of Greek drakon, right? So their government, right? There's three levels of government. There's the judicial, the executive, and the my brain just had a freeze, man. Judicial, executive. Oh man, let me look it up. Salakia. Khan, the three branches of government and their functions: legislative, executive, and judicial, right? And it all boils back to when it's all said and done, it all goes back to their it all has draconian undertones, right? Scripture say woe to him. Let me get it. Isaiah 10:1. And it reads, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievances which they have prescribed, right? And that's Esau, Edom. That goes into his unrighteous decrees, right? Which are draconian, man. They're all unrighteous, right? And it's all written, it's all prescribed, written with the stroke of a pen. That goes into the executive orders, legislation, Congress, right? And then it's enforced in the judicial system, right? But this election, we don't know how it's going to play out. We don't know how it's going to play out, but we know it's going to be a antagonizer for the good old boys. If this Harris woman, it's just going to be an antagonizer for these good old boys, man, because this will lead to civil unrest, right? Because they're, quite frankly, Trump's bases, they're getting riled up. They're incensed, right? But these elites got to bring order. Their intention is to bring order out of chaos. Their intention is to bring chaos, collapse this whole thing, collapse the dollar, enforce martial law, bring in the sea hip. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakah HaKodash. That belongs to the apostles and elders of great millstone who teach you and rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect.